What a beautiful tribute by the Afro tenors to Tata Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, exhibiting the exact freedoms that he fought for, lest we forget the freedoms and not interpret them literally, but make sure that we choose to be and to do whatever we can. Madiba, Sophicho, Nolomsila, Yem, Akuhlanga Lungehlanga, Sizwe sase-Afrika, kubuhlungu kodwa kuzawude kulunge. Welcome to our live celebration of the life and times of Utata, father of our nation, Utata Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela. Igama lami ngo-Unathi Msengana, extending a very warm welcome to all our viewers at home.
And welcome from my side, I'm Robert Marawa, and today we pay tribute to the life of a global icon, Utata Madiba Dalibunga. Namhlanje inhliziyo zethu zigcwele umunyu. It was a very, very difficult day. In the morning, the ANC held a special memorial service at Divato Kloof Air Base in Pretoria. And as we know, that Utata was a devout comrade of the African National Congress. And now this was an opportunity as well for the movement to pay its last respect to Madiba. Tata Mandela has been a member of the African National Congress for 71 years, and it must also be a very difficult time for the organization as they contemplate life without their pillar, their rock, and their campus. Akuhlanga Lungehlanga.
Robert and I were very privileged to have been there this morning, and what a fitting tribute. What a touching, emotional and symbolic moment when Tata's casket was put in the plane and we all watched as it took off and disappeared into the heavens on its way to Tata's final resting place and ancestral home, eQunu in the Eastern Cape. Joining us live from the Walter Sisulu University, Tata, is SABC journalist Zimkhitha Macingwane. She's covering the night vigil, which will start earlier this evening because of the stature that Utata is. Good evening, Zimkhitha. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day for her. She was here with us at the Vato Kloof Airport. What a send-off, Rob.
What a send-off. Very, very emotional indeed. And I think a lot of people also quite glad to hear from the side of Umandla. Now, Mandla, you've got to give it to him. He's been there for the past 3 days that the body has lain in state at the Union buildings, standing, welcoming everybody that filed past there each and every day up until it closed. And today with the body coming through and him articulating exactly what he felt as a person growing up. And he made the example again of what he thought when he was just a young boy of 9 years old. And when they mentioned Mandela, and he thought, hey, he was just a famous young boy. So he made little anecdotes about that and saying that he didn't understand what it meant. But now he does. The support that Umam Winnie has given Umam Gracia Machel
is
something
beautiful.
amazing.
With every single public viewing of them, whether it's at the memorial service or whether they're going from press conference to press conference, it's just been so beautiful to see the two women stand in solidarity and stand together united as one. Going back to Umandla, a lot of people speaking behind his back and saying, what a great man, showing so much courage, showing so much humility and graciousness as well. Apparently he greeted everybody over these last 3 days, asked them how they were doing, and I think most importantly, in the name of the ancestor now that is Utata Nelson Mandela, I'm sorry for saying that wake-up call, but asking everybody why they were there and also thanking them for being there. And I think that's something we can never take for granted, the responsibility that is laid on him as the heir now, as in Nhloko yakwa Mandela, is enormous, Rob.
It's a massive responsibility, as those visuals show that for the very, very last time, the presence of Utata physically in Johannesburg had gone.
Forever.
Forever.
We will
Forever
never
and
have him
ever.
back.
And that is why a lot of people that were there in attendance shed a few tears as well, because it was about the dawning, that realization. People lined the streets, those who couldn't get in, lined the highways as well, because they knew that that opportunity will never, ever come to them. And now a lot of people actually woke up to watch the ceremony, and we do want to get their thoughts. We do want to get their views as well via social media, SMSs as well. It's that feeling now where the touchdown happened, Mthatha, and then the lining up of everyone, the human chain that we all spoke about.
We all spoke about and it's visualized as well.
And it was just mixed reaction, people crying, others wanting to celebrate. But all it is, and we're going to explain later on exactly what is to be expected with regards to where we are now moving forward in preparation now for the funeral. And the good thing is that the weather now has cleared up. It was difficult indeed to try for now because there were still those grey clouds that were there.
We were speaking earlier about the way Dada has managed to disarm everyone. You know, he's brought the world to South Africa, and what he said to them is, you think you know me, you have no idea. Looking at the visuals with Uvuyo Mvogo, broadcasting live from Ekunu, interviewing the different guests and just seeing the mountains and valleys behind. And this is Utata's legacy. He says, yes, I am a village boy, and there was a responsibility, and I met that moment and I took on the responsibility, but this is who I truly am, and this is why it's so beautiful that yes, Johannesburg has said goodbye to Dad and the rest of the world, and now he's back with Abantu Bakhe, where he has put his ancestral ground to say, this is who I am intrinsically, and this is how you mistake us.
But here's in Ithemba bantu yazi abantu abacabanga ukuthi mabeqhamuka emaplazini abanalo ithuba emhlabeni manje umhlaba wonke hayi noNingizimu Afrika kuphela umhlaba wonke ubhekile ngithi ubheke zona lezimbuzi nenkomo babhekile ukuthi awuphilwa kanjena emakhaya. So the beauty about it is that it really doesn't matter where you come from. It is who you are and what you make out of your life, and it's exactly what Tata did in coming from Ekunu to becoming this world leader, brushing shoulders again with world leaders in the international sphere of life. And that is why today a lot of you on Twitter as well have been reacting. Here Candy was saying that there's nothing that compares to what you've done for you. Thank you for peace in our land. SABC, you've done a great job.
We're taking your messages on all our social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, or whether it's Twitter. SABC1 Madiba. Ntokozo 2006 tweets, #Madiba. Liambile iqhawe lamaqhawe. Mamkrasha, you're not alone. We pray for your family. Thank you for sharing Utata with us. #SABC1.
Kubega again, not Glenn Morokong was saying that it's sad. But I hope that all our leader should learn from him and learn that home is where we belong.
We'll keep on receiving your messages, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well. Don't forget to send them through SABC1 @Madiba. We're crossing over to Mthatha. I hear Zimkita is ready for us. Good evening, Zimkita. We hear that the night vigil shall start early, usually, traditionally, they usually start at about 10 o'clock. But because of the stature of Utata, it's going to start a little bit earlier on. Can you give us the details as to what's going to happen this evening?
nathi sikwamkele eMthatha sibona abantu beqala ukusondelana njengoko kuza kubakho umthandazo wasebusuku.
Isiphethe lento kubantu abantsundu ingakumbi kubantu balapha eMpuma Koloni ukuba xa omnye umuntu emkile badibane kubusuku phambi koba ezawungcwatywa lo muntu lowo bathandaze bacula ingoma kube khona amathuba oba bakwazi ukuthetha ngaye. Sibonile namhlanje abantu besiza kwangentseni bedibana eMthatha edolophini bezokubona xa uMadiba efika apha eMthatha esiya kwikhaya lakhe laseQunu.
And also just give us a bit of background, Zimkhitha, with regards to the people in Mthatha. I can see Nabantu lapha emva kwakho. How are they taking all of this occasion?
People are very excited. They're very excited. This is a moment in history. They are saying that they're making history as it happens today. Some were taking pictures, some recording their own videos because this day will never happen again to them. They appreciate the fact that Madiba comes from this area. They came in numbers today. We also saw the security levels enhanced in this area. We saw defense members making sure that everyone is safe when the body of Madiba comes to Mthatha. It's been a different atmosphere today because in the past 3 or 4 days after the announcement of his passing, we saw people having a somber mood in all rural villages of the Eastern Cape. But today it was a different story. We saw people very excited that Madiba is coming back home. We saw them having a different, absolutely different picture. We're here today for the night vigil. We're waiting for everyone to come. Thousands are expected to come here. And tomorrow morning, we're expecting that from 1 a.m., the park and ride facility will begin at Walter Sisulu University campus to ensure that by 7 a.m. tomorrow, all the guests that will be attending the funeral have arrived at Qunu, seated to ensure that there are no delays on the funeral tomorrow. But for the general public, they have been invited to go to the public mourning areas to ensure that they are part of this day. However, they will not be allowed at Qunu, but those public mourning areas, there's about 11 of them just across the Oor Tambo region of the Eastern Cape. They are invited to go there to see all the proceedings that will be taking place tomorrow.
Zimkhitha, beko kwathethwa ngemicimbi yamaXhosa, beko kwathethwa ngento uba utata uza kukhatshwa kwangomso. Ungathetha ngayo?
Thank you.
Zimkhitha, ingathi simlahlile. I think we've lost the connection with a very important question indeed. A lot of people asking, when it comes to our ancestral rituals and our followings, utata, will he be kapad ngesilungu? Uzawukhatshwa nangomso, kusilwe kuxhelwe inkomo. So benifuna umbuza loo nto leyo. But obviously simlahlile. Hopefully saphinda sidibane naye a little bit later on our show just to get a few more details with regards to tomorrow's celebration. And we call it a celebration because siyamhambisa utata, sithi papa tata, siyabulela ngayo yonke into esenzele yona, ngakumbi inkululeko le usibelele ngayo.
Sibonga kakhulu lapho uZimkhitha Macingwane, a very brave young woman who has been reporting on such a difficult news, and today was particularly a very difficult day for South Africans, judging from the messages that we have received. And thank you ever so much indeed for bringing those through to us. All right, we're also going to be joined on the line now by Nkosi Holomisa from the Council of Traditional Leaders of South Africa, that's Contra-Lesser. And Nkosi, thank you so much for isikhathi sakho, Baba, and thank you so much for joining us on the line. And with the body coming back home, can you tell us a little bit about the customs and what we can expect from a ritual perspective moving forward from today?
No, good afternoon. Today, of course, the Madiba landed. We call him as traditional leader, Dalibunga, landed at Mthatha Airport. The king, as well as the family and the ministers of religion, were there. But because of the fact that the body was to be taken through the streets of Mthatha before it comes to Qunu, the king and his entourage, of which I was a part, went straight to Madiba's homestead in Qunu. In Qunu, we waited for Dalibunga to arrive. And while we were still inside the premises, the military handed the body over to the African National Congress. And then the flag of the ANC was draped over the coffin. After that, he was taken inside the homestead. And the ANC flag was taken off by the Treasurer General of the ANC and given to Nkosi Velile. And then the king instructed Akuhlanga Lungehlanga, a senior member of the clan and the Eastern Cape House of Traditional Leaders Chairperson, to say words in welcoming the body of Dalibunga. And after the ANC flag had been removed, a skin of a lion marking the royal position that Madiba held was draped over the coffin on the instructions of the king. Of course, the lion skin is a symbol of royalty, of monarchy. It's worn by a king, not by ordinary traditional leaders like myself and Dalibunga. But because of the position that Madiba held in South Africa and the fact that he raised the name of the Madiba clan to where it is, the king felt it proper that he honors him by having the lion skin instead of a leopard skin being draped over this of him. Then, of course, Akuhlanga Lungehlanga spoke at length to Madiba directly, welcoming him to his homestead, and of course asking him to pardon any people involved in the organization of his funeral who may have stepped on somebody's toes or for any mistakes that may have been committed, because for a work of this magnitude that we've been embarked on, it is always expected that there will be mistakes made. Of course, welcomed him and commended him to the ancestors of the Madiba clan. And thereafter, the priest proceeded to, while the king led the coffin into the main house, in the house in which Madiba used to sleep. And then inside the house, then the priest again conducted several prayers. They sang hymns and then read from the Bible, I think, and also said prayers, as I say. Notice that there were also Bishop Dabula, a retired bishop of the Methodist Church who was close to Madiba, commended him as well to the ancestors of the Madiba clan, as well as to the leadership of the African National Congress, of which he also was a leading member.
Okay.
Thereafter, it was announced that the coffin would be taken to some other place. I imagine it would be the house in which he used to sleep. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But there I expect that senior male members of the Mandela family or Madiba clan will be sitting with the coffin, guarding it throughout the night until the following morning.
Okay, Nkosi, ngibonga kakhulu baba ukuthi ube nathi namhlanje. A big thank you that sibonge kuye Nkosi uphathekile Holomisa for providing that clarity on what we should be expecting to happen tomorrow. Lots still to come on the show. Be with us on this very crucial day, an important day, an emotional day for all South Africans.